Alright, this is my video review for the KLR Dash. I'm going to be a little bit honest in this review. Not a little bit honest, I'm always honest, but so there's a lot of things I really like about the Dash and a few things that I don't. One thing I don't is the price. I really think it's overpriced. I'm sorry, I know that it's made in America or whatever, and you know, this stuff does take somebody to engineer things, but for a few pieces of bent sheet metal, if I had a shop, I probably would have made mine myself, but I don't. I just have a driveway that's blazing hot. So for what you're getting, it seems a little bit expensive. You know, these things are just stamped out and mass produced, but anyway, it's very functional. I had quite a few rattling noises out of it at first. I don't know if it kind of worked itself in. The Dash is mounted directly to the plastic. I think some of the sound was coming out of the metal windshield thing that replaces where the factory windshield goes originally. And I think maybe it was just rattling against some of the plastic, and maybe it just had to kind of wear itself in there. I don't really hear the rattling anymore, especially when I have something attached to it. This is actually a battery pack that I velcroed on there. I haven't decided what I wanted to drill in there yet. I'm just kind of riding the bike and trying to feel out what I need. So this heavier battery might dampen the vibration that I was getting. This is a 4-inch extra OEM Kawasaki windshield. I did not cut it yet. I found that when I put this thing on, for the windshield to fit correctly, I tried mounting the brackets on the inside and the outside to get the windshield to kind of match up a little bit better. And I ended up kind of softly manipulating, we'll say, the sheet metal to kind of get it where I wanted. It was rubbing a little bit down here on the bottom at first, so I kind of pushed in. It's hard to do it with one hand, but I just kind of pushed the sheet metal in and kind of molded it to the bike. So as far as the protection goes from the wind, I'm 6 feet tall. My head sticks up pretty good. This thing really makes the ride comfortable. I no longer wear earplugs. I have the airbox opened up on this bike. The underseat noise is a little bit noisy, but you know, loud bikes save lives. We love the noise if you ride. But as far as the wind just popping on the helmet and stuff, this really got it up. You can see that I have it in the upper position, and then of course the 4-inch windshield. And yeah, I can't really say enough about how nice it made it for highway cruising. I do a lot of cruising at 60 to about 80 miles an hour, and it seems to do really well. Now here's one thing that I did, and this is another little beef I have with it, is that it comes in these brackets, stick out about that long, and the factory plastic on the Kawasaki sticks out about this long. So what happens, especially if you have a riser kit on, you can see I have a pair of Pro Taper Evos on this bike and a 2-inch riser kit. What happened is everything was banging into the Dash way before it ever got to the steering stops. So it still does a little bit. It hits right about the same size as the stops. You can see the metal bangs into the handguard right here. And so what I did is I actually folded these tabs up so that they weren't sticking out, and that allowed it to clear a lot more. It allowed it to, sorry, my camera's a little shaky, I'm not paying attention. It allowed a lot better clearance. So I kind of bent these up, and then I just kind of marked them with a Sharpie there because the paint cracked a little bit. And then I took a Dremel tool and I ground off the factory plastic. But so the hitting was a problem. I actually moved these bars and stuff back a little bit from the position that I like for standing because it kept whacking, and now all it hits is my mirrors on the extended windshield a little bit, and that's not the fault of the Dash. If I had the factory windshield on there, or a straighter one like one of those bubbles. I can't remember who makes those, but anyway, one of those bubbles, it probably wouldn't hit, so I'm not going to fault it on that, but I am going to kind of fault it on hitting before. And you can probably see the marks in this guard too. The guards still hit, and they still hit on the dash a little bit, but it goes all the way to stop now, so when I'm doing a turn, it doesn't like bang into my whole fairing. So it has lots of space for mounting stuff. This is really, really nice. Not sure if I want to mount stuff there or not, or if I'm just going to drill down here in the fairing, but anyway, I got it for the wind protection. And so when I'm standing up, I don't have the windshield like right at my throat. It's kind of out in front of me now. And so, would I buy it again? Yes. I wouldn't enjoy buying it again. I don't like the fact that I had to pay the price for it. I think there's some sort of a Chinese alternative one that maybe I would spring for, but I hate crap that rattles. I know this is a KLR and you're probably laughing right now because the whole thing's rattled, but this KLR is pretty tight, and I don't like stuff that rattles, and I go through and find stuff when it's rattling and I make it not rattle. So this rattled a little bit at first, and I was a little disgruntled with my purchase at first, but it seems to have worked out its bugs, and I'm pretty happy with it now. So I'm kind of done rambling about that, but KLR Dash just got a little GoPro mount with a cheap phone holder here, and you see this is a rubber band just to keep my phone from bouncing out in case I hit a big bump or something. But so KLR Dash, this isn't quite the rave review that everybody else is going to get it, but it is a functional product. Kind of wish that aluminum thing down here, the windshield replacement thing, was actually maybe plastic instead. Just adds more weight to the front end of this pig, and I say that in a nice way. It's just a big piggy tractor. But anyway, do we really need to add a big old fat aluminum plate to there? I don't know. I think I could probably get away with just a nice little piece of thicker nylon stuff that would weigh less, and then it would probably reduce the manufacturing cost too. But make sure that when you're mounting it, you don't lose the instructions. My instructions fell out and I didn't see it. It's very, very simple to mount, but if you don't know the order in which to put things, it's a pain in the ass. And so it took me a really long time to mount, and I'm really embarrassed to say that because I'm actually a pretty proficient mechanic. But there is kind of an order to the way you do things, and some of the other reviews and older models and stuff, or maybe because I got this from Rocky Mountain, it didn't have some of the hardware that it does if you order it directly from the company. But like the well nuts and stuff, I kind of didn't know where to put them or where to put the factory ones again. And anyway, it ended up being really, really simple if I would have had just the basic instructions to look at for 20 seconds. But I found them behind my bed after I was done dicking around with it for literally probably hours. Like I said, it's completely embarrassing. But anyway, it's on there, and it's functional, and it works really well for highway riding.